Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise and get straight to the insights that matter for you.
That's the goal.
Today, our mission really is exploring some fascinating sources to decode, well, a truly spectacular region.
Mhm.
So when you hear India's abode of snow, I mean, what really comes to mind, beyond just snow, obviously?
Good question.
Because we're about to unpack Himachal Pradesh, and trust me, it's way more than just pretty mountains. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the sources we looked at, they paint this incredibly vivid picture. It's a state that's, geographically diverse, yes, but also culturally rich, economically dynamic.
Right.
It's almost a masterclass, really, in how people adapt, how they thrive in terrain that's, frankly, challenging.
Mm-hmm.
So our goal here isn't just listing facts, like what's in Himachal Pradesh. It's about helping you grasp why it all matters.
Why it connects.
Exactly. How every part of life, the culture, the economy, everything is so deeply tied to its unique environment. It's about getting that shortcut to being, properly informed.
Okay, so when I first dove into the sources, the thing that really jumped out visually was this idea of Himachal Pradesh as a giant, beautiful, multi-layered cake.
Huh. Yeah, that's a great analogy.
It really nails those extreme altitude changes, doesn't it? But more than just being varied, how does that layering, fundamentally shape life there?
Oh, it's the defining characteristic. Completely. You start low down with the humid subtropical Shiwalik foothills, green lush.
Right.
Then you move up through these mid-Himalayan valleys, still green but different. Then bam, the Greater Himalayas, towering peaks, snow-capped.
The classic image.
Exactly. But then the surprise, you go even higher, or rather into rain shadow areas like Lahaul and Spiti, and it's arid, almost lunar, a cold desert. And this layering, it isn't just scenic background. It dictates absolutely everything. It means you get these wildly diverse climates, sometimes just hours apart by road.
From warm summers to freezing winters.
Precisely. Warm, apple blossom summers down in the valleys, and then brutally cold, snowed-in winters up at the high passes. And these layers, they allow for this incredible range of plants, animals, and, well, human ways of life.
And the rivers, they must play a huge role.
Vital. Absolutely vital. Rivers like the Satluj, Beas, Ravi, Chenab, they didn't just wander through. They carved the landscape, created the gorges, the valleys that allow people to live there, that sustain the ecosystems. They make life possible, even if it's not always easy. And we can't forget the forests, significant forest cover too.
It's just, can you imagine experiencing all that range within just one state? It's quite something.
It really is.
Which makes me wonder, how does this mountainous, multi-layered wonderland actually sustain itself, economically? What makes it tick financially?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the answer is really about ingenuity, adaptation. The economy is just completely interwoven with the geography.
How so?
Well, first, agriculture, especially horticulture. It's paramount. There's a reason they call it the apple state.
Ah, right. Heard that.
Yeah, it's a massive contributor to India's apple supply. Huge. But it's not just apples. They grow a surprising variety of crops, all adapted to different altitudes. Wheat, maize lower down, then unique pulses, vegetables higher up.
And farming on those slopes must be tough.
It is. And that's where the ingenuity comes in. Think intricate terrace fields, you see them everywhere. They maximize the usable land, prevent soil erosion. It's brilliant, really.
Okay, so agriculture is key. What else?
Tourism, obviously. That's a huge she earner. Millions visit for those stunning mountain views, the adventure, the culture.
Makes sense.
And there's a budding industrial sector too, pharmaceuticals, textiles, food processing, things like that. But here's a really cool fact, tying back to those rivers.
Yeah.
Exactly, hydropower. Thanks to those mighty rivers, Himachal is a major player in renewable energy. It's not just a nice to have, it's a strategic resource.
Right.
Generates revenue, clean power for the whole country.
So it all connects back. The landscape provides the resources and the people figure out how to use them.
That's pretty much it. Thriving in challenging terrain. It's impressive.
That ingenuity, yeah, it really shines through.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move from the land and the wallet to the heart of Himachal. The people, the culture.
Right.
The sources talk about the Paharis, known for warmth, resilience, and a heritage as rich as the landscape itself. Hindi is spoken, but also various Pahari dialects, right?
That's correct. And what's fascinating is the blend of communities. You've got established Hindu groups like Brahmins and Rajputs, each with their own traditions, social structures. But then you also have these really unique tribal populations, like the Gadis, often nomadic shepherds, with this vibrant sheep-rearing culture tied to the seasons. And the Kinnars, from the Kinnar Valley area with their own distinct spiritual heritage, dress, music. It's not just people living side by side. It's an active exchange. It constantly enriches the whole cultural fabric.
Fascinating blend. And you know me, I'm always excited about the food. That's got to be the real highlight.
Ah, well, you're in for a treat then.
Lay it on me. What's the deal with Himachali cuisine? What makes it special?
Okay, so Himachali food, it's often called simple, but don't let that fool you. It's packed with flavor, uses local ingredients, traditional methods, very distinct.
Like what? Give me specifics.
Right. Tikman shrey, it's this creamy curry, usually chickpeas or maybe some vegetables. The base is yogurt and ghee, lots of aromatic whole spices, cardamom, cinnamon, cloves. It's often a big dish at festivals, warming, fragrant.
Sounds good. Yogurt-based curry. Interesting.
Then there's dam. Now, dam isn't just one dish. It's an experience.
It's an experience.
Yeah. It's a traditional multi-course feast, served communally, usually on plates made of leaves, prepared by special Brahmin chefs called botis, usually for weddings, big festivals.
Wow. What's in a dam?
It's mostly vegetarian. A whole spread, different kinds of dal, rajma, kidney beans, maybe that chana madra we talked about, special rice preparations, often some sweetened rice too, traditionally cooked without onion or garlic. Very unique style.
Okay, that sounds like something you have to try.
Definitely. For something maybe more everyday but still delicious, there's tudkia hath. Think of it as a Himachali pulao.
Pulao, got it.
Fragrant rice cooked with lentils, potatoes, tomatoes, yogurt again, and a specific blend of local spices. It's comforting, a bit tangy, really nice.
Okay, adding it to the list.
And one more, really unique bay. Ever had lotus stem?
Maybe. Not sure I've had it stir-fried like that.
Right. So pia is stir-fried lotus stems. They cook it with graham flour, garlic, onions, local spices. It comes out crunchy, spicy, savory, very distinctive texture and taste.
Lotus stems. Bay.
And for the non-vegetarians, there's chagosht, marinated lamb, cooked slow in this rich gravy made with graham flour. And again, yogurt features prominently along with plenty of Indian spices.
My mouth is watering just listening to this. Okay, beyond the food, the sources talk about festivals being a riot of color, music, and devotion.
They really are.
What makes them stand out? Different from celebrations elsewhere in India?
Good question. It's where that unique local identity really comes alive. Take Kulu Dussehra. Now, elsewhere in India, Dussehra often involves burning Ravana's effigy, right?
Yeah, usually.
Well, in Kulu, it's different. For 7 days, the focus is on worshiping local deities, the devtas. Hundreds of them are brought down from mountain villages in these ornate palanquins.
Wow.
Yeah, they converge on Kulu's main ground, Talpur Maidan. It's this incredible procession, a massive display of local faith, ancient traditions, really spectacular.
That sounds amazing. What else?
Well, there's the Mandi Shivratri festival. Mandi is called the Kashi of the Hills, very spiritual place. During Shivratri, hundreds of deities are brought there too. Huge religious significance.
Okay.
And something different, the Lavi Fair in Rampur. This isn't just a religious festival, it's an ancient trade fair. Goes back centuries. Yeah. Reflects the historical trade links with Tibet, Central Asia. People come to trade wool, dry fruits, horses, handicrafts. It shows how deeply trade and culture are linked there. History coming alive.
Incredible. So, from food and festivals to just the sheer beauty, the sources call Himachal a photographer's dream and an adventurer's playground.
Absolutely nails it.
So for our listener picturing those epic photo ops or maybe planning a trip, what are the must-see spots? What's unique about them?
Right. It really depends what you're looking for because it offers so much. For nature and wildlife lovers, there's the Great Himalayan National Park.
UNESCO site, right?
Yep, UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's not just beautiful, it's a crucial biodiversity hotspot. Home to rare species, including the very elusive snow leopard, shows a real commitment to conservation.
Amazing. What about the classic hill stations?
Yes. Manali and Shimla, quintessential spots to escape the heat. Shimla has that charming colonial architecture, the ridge, the Mall Road, and the Kalka-Shimla Railway.
The toy train.
Exactly. Another UNESCO site. A slow, scenic, really nostalgic journey up the mountains. Manali's more of an adventure hub, maybe. Gateway for treks, skiing in winter, rafting on the Beas River.
Okay, so Shimla for charm, Manali for adventure?
Kind of, yeah. Though both offer plenty of both. But for pure, raw adventure and dramatic landscapes, you have to talk about Spiti Valley.
The cold desert again.
Yes. High altitude, stark, incredible beauty. Ancient Buddhist monasteries seemingly glued to cliff sides, the clearest night skies you'll ever see. It's remote, challenging, but utterly breathtaking. It's about isolation and just immense nature.
Sounds intense.
It is. Then for something completely different, more spiritual, there's Dharamshala and MacLeod Ganj.
Home of the Dalai Lama.
Exactly. The heart of Tibetan Buddhism in exile in India. Very serene atmosphere, vibrant prayer flags everywhere, monasteries, monks, a unique cultural and spiritual hub.
A very different vibe.
Completely. And finally, you mentioned photos, Kajiar, often called mini Switzerland.
Heard of it? Is it really like Switzerland?
Well, it's this stunning green meadow, perfectly round, surrounded by thick deodar forests with a small lake in the middle. It is incredibly picturesque, like a postcard that's somehow real, idyllic.
Wow. So from snow leopards to monasteries to perfect meadows. Quite the range.
Truly something for everyone. Adventure, spirituality, history, or just soaking in a beautiful view.
It seems like geography just underpins everything we've talked about, which leads us to history. Let's do some time travel tidbits. The sources say Himachal's history is as layered as its landscape.
That's a perfect way to put it.
So how did this incredibly diverse region actually become the state it is today? It wasn't always one entity.
Not at all. Its formation is really a story of integration, quite unique compared to many other Indian states. After independence, Himachal Pradesh was basically forged by merging dozens of separate princely states and small hill kingdoms.
Dozens, wow.
Yeah, these little territories, each with its own ruler, history, sometimes distinct customs. Some had been under direct British rule, others were semi-autonomous. Bringing them together was complex, I can imagine. So the key date first, April 15th, 1948. That's when it became a chief commissioner's province. A crucial first step in consolidating all these parts.
Okay, 1948.
But it wasn't a full state yet. That took more time, more political and administrative evolution. Full statehood came later, on January 25th, 1971.
1971. Got it.
Politically, today it's a standard parliamentary representative democracy, with the chief minister leading the government. But those historical layers, the princely past, influences from ancient Vedic times, the Mughals, the British Raj, they all still echo.
How so?
You see it in the unique political identity, the resilience of local traditions, the way communities are structured sometimes. It's not just history in books. It shapes the present.
Fascinating. A state literally built from layers.
Exactly. History, geography, culture, all layered together.
So we've really journeyed through Himachal Pradesh, haven't we? From the geography that defines it, the economy it supports, the rich culture, the food, the festivals, the history.
We have. And what really stands out, I think, is how none of these elements exist in isolation. They're all deeply shaped, deeply intertwined by the sheer physical reality of the place. The mountains, the rivers, the climate. It's this constant interplay between human ingenuity and that natural grandeur. This deep dive, I really hope, gives you a solid foundation, a real understanding of this remarkable state.
Absolutely. I feel like, you listening are now pretty well equipped with insights into this really captivating region. And here's where I think it gets really interesting. As you reflect on everything we've discussed about Himachal Pradesh, just consider this. How a place's geography, something so fundamental, doesn't just influence things, but can profoundly dictate almost every aspect of life.
Yeah.
From the resilience needed to live there, the specific foods people eat, how they celebrate, how they earn a living, even how they govern themselves. It's all connected back to the land.
It is.
And that rich, almost predetermined interplay between the land and the life lived on it, that's what makes Himachal Pradesh, I think, truly unique, an unparalleled study, really.
That's a great point. And it raises a bigger question for all of us, perhaps. What other places around the globe might reveal those same kinds of deep, fundamental connections? Where else is life so visibly shaped by the land itself? Something to think about for your next exploration, maybe.